Alright, let's make a chord progression with this E piano. 106 tempo will be suitable for a danceable vibe. We'll work in the F minor key. Select the 1, 7, 6, 7 notes of the scale. Turn them into chords by skipping a scale note twice. Skip and skip. We duplicate the bass note for depth. To add color to the chords, you can extend it by skipping another scale note. This makes it a 7th chord. Now we can revoice it. Randomize the velocity for a human feel. From here we can layer with this bass preset for depth. We'll be layering just the root notes of the progression. Now we can add our drums. Let's start with this shaker. And this percussion loop. I've already selected drum samples. I've selected samples that cut across wider range of the frequencies. The mid-high frequencies, mid-low frequencies, mid-range. So you hear the percussion pattern. We follow the same pattern of that percussion loop. Now we can layer with this. We can create a unique bounce with this percussion. Now add this rim shot. I'll just use it to highlight some of the hits. Now let's add samples that have the mid-low frequencies. Well, this sounds great. Now we can add our kick pattern. Let's do a basic 4-step kick pattern to begin with. Now you can listen to the vibe and then create a rhythmic pattern with the kick. We can settle on something like this. It complements everything. From here, I'll split by channel. Do Ctrl+B to paste it over and over. And let's make some basic arrangement. So the first 8 bars will be our intro. And the next 16 bars will be our verse. I would like to divide each section into 8 bars. So with every 8 bars, I'd like to introduce something new or a new sound. So let's divide the verse into 2 parts. Part 1 and part 2. And we'll do same with the chorus. It's 16 bars long. We do part 1 8 bars and part 2 8 bars. Alright, so the intro will come with no kick, just the percussions. Now let's focus on part 1 of the verse. I'll add these shakers. Verses are usually subtle with less instrument, so let's add a bass. If you listen closely, it will clash with the keys bass that we had. So just get rid of the keys bass. Now we can make this bass pattern as a core melody. And let's use this plug bass from Analog Lab 5 to make a response melody. Something simple like this sounds nice, and we are good to go. Let's move to the next half of the verse. From here we can add a counter melody with this one shot. Now let's focus on part 2 of the verse. At this point we are building energy up to the chorus. So with same preset, I'll just make changes to the melody. We can settle on this. Now we can add this staccato string to add movement to the progression. Do Shift plus D to shorten it. We do a simple 8-note pattern, and this is cool, nothing too crazy. And now I'm thinking of a wah-wah sound. Now we can add some form of break before we get to the chorus. Alright, the chorus is usually the busiest part of a song arrangement with more instrument playing. So let's add a fast string. With same chord progression, we shorten it by doing Shift plus D, and we can settle with this pattern. The preset doesn't really stand out in the mix, so let me change it. This sounds a lot more better. Alright, with this case one shot, let's make a simple pattern to complement it. Now we can go back to the bass. I would like to switch up the bass for a melodic groove. This is up an octave for those watching on their cell phones to hear the bass groove better. And together with everything, here's what we have. Now let's proceed to part 2 of the chorus. At this part, we can switch the entire vibe, change the bass for the previous one we used in the verse, and then bring in all the melodies. This sounds full enough. Now I haven't added anything to the mixer, so let me quickly do that on the background and then I'll break everything down for you. Alright, with the drums it's just basic leveling and panning. Added this drum fill and this vocal sample, which are layered with this sample choir melody. And together we have this. Before we get to the verse, I have a drum fill, a clap with reverb, and another drum fill. At this section we have a riser before the part 2 of the verse comes in. The idea is to introduce something new at each section of the arrangement, whether it being a drum fill, a riser, or a sample, anything that will make the arrangement interesting. Alright, so before the chorus comes in, I added another drum fill and another drum fill before the part 2 of the chorus. Now let's look at insert effect. With the vocal sample, it's just fresh air reverb, and smack attack from waves. Took out the attack of the sample so it fits in well with the choir melody. Here's before and after. On the E piano, we have EQ to cut the low frequencies. For the bass guitar, it's R bass at its default settings. I only turn down the output gain. Here's before and after. You can hear all the low-end harmonics it adds to it. With the keys melody, I did delay, reverb, and EQ with a bandpass filter. We have delay on the staccato strings. This is a subtle delay on the keys. And that's it. I'll play everything for you to sign out. Like always, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.